Studios.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to some of you wherever you are in the world. There are some things that we'll say that you may not like, and there are some things that we will say that you will love. Until then, good morning. This is Chief OBDK and your host, your brother, your friend, your intellectualist, whatever. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Here we go.
Let's get it.
We
morning,
are
brother.
ready to face everything. We are coming to you from New Harbor Studio. New Harbor Studio in Oxon Hill, Maryland, Washington, D.C., the seat of power of the world, Washington, D.C. The show is called Let's Talk About It. Everybody knows there's an awful lot to talk about. Over the past week, there's been so many things that everybody's talking about. So let's get down to the meat and the nitty-gritty. But before we do that, let's go back to California, where we have a most brilliant individual, an activist, a promoter, a heart-sent, God-sent man, a man who has been fighting for freedom, an activist, a gentleman when he has to be, but a man that stands firm for veterans, for people who are unemployed, a strong man. My dear brothers and sisters around the world, this is our third time having this, my brother, on our show.
Back by popular demand.
And he is back by popular demand. His name, Ted Hayes. My brother, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to you,
I
Joel.
shake your hand if I
Yes,
could.
you may. There it is.
I give
There it
you the
is.
power if I could.
There it is. I salute you, sir.
And I salute you, sir, for all the things that you have been doing.
Well, it's people like you, though, people like you
Your
who
brother
put that
here,
uniform
Ted,
on that make it possible for people like me and my sister and Smoke and everybody else to be here. So, sir, all the honor to you. Thank you.
you're more than welcome. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Your co-host, our co-host. Let's talk about it. You know him.
Yes, we
Here
do.
it is, Joel.
Joel.
Brother.
How are you,
Yes,
sir?
You know his last name is such a fascinating name, Spears. So he'll really get to the heart of things.
Man, I go for the back.
You go for the
Check him out. Shaka Zulu style. Such a nice face, too.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about it, my brother. So much is going on. The last time we spoke about the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th Amendment. The last time we spoke about what happens to black people. We brought slavery all the way to today. We went all the way back, thanks to you. And for those people who simply have not noticed it, Ted still has the flag of the United States upside down. Some people, they don't understand the reason why. Ted, the world is listening. For those who tuned in and did not hear it before, tell them, why do you have the flag of the United States of America upside down?
Folks, thank you very much for that, Chief. In this country, the United States of America, The United States Flag Code, Section 8A, says that the flag should not be flown upside down except in cases of dire distress of life and property. Basically, it's a SOS sign that we are in trouble. Save our souls. So the flags be flown upside down until the people of this country, we the people, make it right. And when we make it right, we flip it back up right the way it should be. That's what this is about, folks.
So the United States, is in a crisis. Joel?
Big time. The worst since the Civil War.
Couldn't have said it any better. We are in desperate situation, and hopefully there's a path out.
And we're here now to find out which way out. Any war, as a soldier, if you don't have an escape route, you become a prisoner of war. And they couldn't catch my black behind because I knew exactly how to get the hell out of any
You were too
danger.
fast. Heat don't fail me now.
Catch me for nothing. Hell no. Before you catch me, you'll catch hell.
Uh-oh.
Sure.
You don't want to catch me. You don't want to catch me.
No, and
Not in your interest.
Not you either. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
go back to the 13th Amendment and explain it to them, because some people simply do not understand what the 13th Amendment of the Constitution of the United States says, what the 14th Amendment of the Constitution mean, and what the 15th Amendment of the Constitution implies.
Yes, sir. I'll be honored, because these are the most important federal documents. Next to the Bible, these are the most important laws to us black folks or American Africans ever. The 13th to 14th Amendment are called the Triad Amendments. You can't find no other set of amendments anywhere in the Constitution. People say that we're not in the Constitution. We are the heart and soul of the Constitution. The 13th Amendment is the amendment that abolished slavery in America. It abolished all forms of slavery, even slavery where you are paying below the minimum wages or the wages that you deserve when you work. Muzzle not the ox that treads out the corn. So that ends slavery. However, except in prison, slavery is still allowed. Okay, so behave yourself, and you don't get yourself back in the prison of slavery. The 14th Amendment, which I'm gonna skip over right now, because it's the most important of the three amendments, in my opinion. The 15th Amendment is the amendment that gave us the authority to participate in the governing process of this country through the vote. The 14th Amendment is the amendment that defines our civil rights, our citizenship. In fact, according to the parent of the 14th Amendment, which most people have no idea what it is, I never knew what it was until starting in 2004. When I began to learn about this, the parent of the 14th Amendment is the Civil Rights Act of 1866. The Civil Rights Act of 1866 is the one that defines, it puts the meat on the bone of the 14th Amendment. It is the expansion of the 14th Amendment, and within that act of law, it addresses not only the Supreme Court once, it addresses the federal courts, circuit and district courts once, it addresses the military twice, but most importantly, it addresses the president three times. Three times. The president is ordered, basically, to be our bodyguards, to protect us, because the architects of the law understood and recognized that this nation is built on the back of Choctaw slaves, and without our ancestors, there is no America. Without our ancestors, there is no Declaration of Independence. There is no Constitution. There is nothing without our ancestors' backs. So when these laws was written, 99% of us did not know how to read. We were illiterate, understandably. That's not a criticism. That's just what it was. And those of us who did know how to read a little bit could not comprehend what it was that we was reading. But now, because of circumstances being what they are today, and the fact that we do have an average of a 4th grade reading level, we can now begin to understand who we are, not in Africa, here in the United States. In this last point on this, these three triad amendments, they're built on something called the January 1st, 1863 Emancipation Proclamation. That is the one that gives power to the other laws. And we can talk about that coming up next, if you like.
Well, I want you to tell me about Mama and the whip.
Mama and the
Mama and the whip.
yeah, we was talking about who does the discipline in the house. And Mama would tell you well, how does the song go? Mama don't take that Papa don't take no mess. Papa don't take Mama don't take no mess. And she would get that out of court. Oh, yiggity, yiggity, yiggity. And you don't do that no more. Because Mama don't take no mess.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Say something,
Joel?
brothers. If it wasn't for our mamas,
I mean,
if it wasn't for our mamas over these centuries, we black men would be nobody. If it wasn't for our black mamas, we black men would be nobody. Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, we sure need Mama back. Go ahead, Joel.
we need Mama and Papa and Grandpa and Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the structure of our community has come undone. There are kids running rampant and wild out there. We're shooting our own. There's anarchy in the black community, and hopefully there's a path out.
Hopefully there's a path out.
Hopefully.
You calling the White House?
Yeah.
He wants to get this started.
All right,
He's got a truck.
let's-
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get
your
the trucks
statement.
coming in.
Okay, so the ordinance that began with this posting, all right? This posting refers to a certain ordinance.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do, sir. I appreciate your passion, but we're gonna go ahead and get this started. So we can talk about this off to the side, but you cannot block them from doing their job.
blocking.
Okay,
I'm doing my job.
Then you will be arrested.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for. I'm fine.
Okay.
All right. Can you go ahead and canvass this? We don't want this to fall.
Yeah, we don't want that to touch the ground.
Hey, Benjamin,
Jill.
tell the president
Sir, what's your
Tell
first
the
name?
president that I'm being arrested on federal property.
Okay.
Okay? Tell the president.
Sir, what
Tell
is
the-
your first name?
My name is Ted Haynes.
Ted Hayes.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
We will get this all documented.
Okay, folks, you see what's going on here? This is federal property. I'm a 14th Amendment, United States, 1866 civil rights citizen. I'm a black citizen, and I'm taking this property. I stand for these people. This is wrong what they're doing. They're invading federal property. Mr. Trump! Hey, Mr. Trump, you need to do something about this. You said you were going to do something about homelessness. Here is something you can do right now.
This
You
is on
need to
your
come
land.
into the city and take charge, sir.
Okay, so we'll go
You
ahead
need
and
to
take
take
you to
charge of
the-
the situation. Mr. Trump,
All right.
Mr. President,
Well, let me grab-
you said you're going to help us out.
I got it.
So come on, sir. We believe you. You said you would, so come and do it.
The thing that struck me was you were saying at the end of slavery, we had a 90% illiteracy rate. And when you look at the recent media, it talks about the fact that we have only a 12% literacy rate. So when you do the math, we went from 90% illiterate down to 88% literate. I don't think that's much of progress. I think we are still in post-slavery trauma. It is affecting us in so many ways. The relationships we have with our government and the representatives they bring into our neighborhoods generally tend to be social workers and police. That's all we generally do. They don't send the bankers, they don't send the educators, they send the people who are there to keep us in line, but not show us the path towards prosperity.
Okay, let me help out a little bit. You got that, Ted?
Yes, I do.
Please tell us, why did you get arrested?
For what Joel just said, that homelessness in America is the ultimate statement of what is wrong in America. One of my early mentors 40 years ago, Maxine Waters, she confirmed my sentiments when she said, when they asked her, what is homelessness? And she said, homelessness is the ultimate statement of what has gone wrong in society. So because black folks, we are over, excuse me, because we are over 60% of the homeless population in America, mainly in urban centers. Homelessness is, and we're only 11% of the population, of the general population. Homelessness, therefore, for us black folks, is the ultimate statement of what 404 years of unrequited injustice to our people has caused. And subsequently, there was an encampment. I've been arrested more than anybody in the country on this matter of homelessness. There was a growing encampment. I think if you got the right one up there, give me a show. It was an encampment off the 405 freeway on the east side going north, and it was on federal property, frankly. And so I was drawn to that. Some people pointed out to me, and I went there to organize it into a body politic, because I did 40 years ago with Justiceville, which changed the whole complexity of homelessness today nationwide. And when I got there, the police said, "Nah, you can't be here anymore, yada, 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 yada." And I had the American flag. I learned from Dr. Martin Luther King to always take this flag with you. Wrap yourself up in the man's flag, because it makes a harder target for him to kind of shoot at, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And so I took the flag and I stood there and I said to the police, "I am a federal citizen. I'm not a state citizen. I am a federal citizen, and I'm exercising my federal authority." They said, "Well, we're going to take your federal ass to jail."
Oh,
Yeah,
So,
leave the rest of you, but take your ass to jail, okay?
yeah. So they put the cuffs on me. Hey, America, you see what's going on, right? American people, you need to wake up. We're falling into fascism. We have answers to this, but for some reason, the local authorities refuse to hear answers to rectify this. They're going to send people out into the streets to shit and piss in the streets and bother neighbors and retail business people, and where they could be here, work in the community, and we can resolve this issue.
Take the necklaces off.
Sure, go right ahead, sir. So, it's sad, man. This is the sad state of affairs that our country has fallen into. I tried to talk to my good friend Eric Garcetti, the mayor of LA, but for whatever reason, his staff is not coming through. We could have resolved this. Is this what we're going to do in all the encampments around LA? It just come and drive people out into the streets to bother neighborhoods? But eventually, though, they realized they was walking into a very bad situation with me, and they took the cuffs off. Then I didn't go to jail.
Thank you so much, Ted. Let me shift over to a guest of ours from around this area who also has been advocating for homelessness, is currently in a state of homelessness. A sister, very nice sister. We met her recently, and her story is quite unique to some extent, and not so unique generally. Am I correct about that?
yes, I definitely would love to hear what she has to say.
So, Ted, allow me to introduce to you a sister that we have met. Her name is Sabrina Whittle. I think I said the last name correct. Whittle. My sister, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by.
Well, I thank you all for having me today. And to me, it's a blessing to be able to have crossed the corridor of some originators, not duplicators. I'm here today. I'm a 55-year-old woman now that's a Black activist. And I've been homeless in my own way for 4 years since my mom passed. But I want to tell y'all something when you speak on homelessness. It's one thing to have a home and not have a heart. I don't have a place where I can go lay my head like I would like to, but I have a heart to go help where I can help and not wait on a government. Because when you know better, you're supposed to do better. My mother didn't have a lot of education, but her demonstration didn't cost her salvation. And I kept the Lord in me because I know it's an assignment. A lot of people woke up this morning, they're not in their righteous mind. They can't wipe their own behind. Can't even go to a window and pull a blind and see some sunshine. But they got nice wheels sitting outside, but their heels don't work no more. We can do something about this. We don't have to wait on the government, because back in slavery days, we didn't have a government that we could rely on. We had to rely on being unified, not dignified. You see, I'm in it. I'm not of it. I don't care what color you are. It's about your heart. We have focused so much on the White House, we lost sight of our own houses. Young men and women are lost from giving things, but they don't get time. They've been rejected, neglected, and unprotected. You scold them, but you don't hold them. You text them, do you touch them? You tell them about the successes of things, but not love and man and understanding. We take time for everything else. All the time we take the stand and wait on a government, we can do something. A lot of y'all got big bank accounts, but you're empty in your spirit. I like to think it ends here, but I can tell you it doesn't. Us women that know better have to stand more on our behind, minds growing, and not just your behind. Open your eyes, not just your thighs. Don't just fix your outer, fix your inner and learn some compassion. Y'all forget when they let crack cocaine in the 80s and took prayers out of school. That was the first of another of subtracting us from us. Who can protect us from us but us? Right now at the shelter in Southeast, they got a bunch of foreign people going around saying they're social workers, taking people off the property to do what? We talk about eating dogs, we're eating some of us. If people are taking body parts, doing all kinds of things we're overlooking, children being sold sexually, and we talking about a government, we can do something now. Not behind these doors. Many go to church on Sunday, and they wicked 6 days a week. I will die for what I believe in. You cannot buy back life, love, or time. People are starving for love, food, everything that we of us that know better don't have to wait on the White House. Start in your house. Your blood, the first one, make you bleed your family, and you can have all the education in the world. But if you have no demonstration to which you stand on, compassion. I made that same flag upside down. Because once we stood together, now divided, we have fallen. The bloodshed is going to get worse than ever. We surrender to things. We surrender to plaques on the wall. We surrender to impressing each other, but not loving each other. What do we think? Hopelessness is not just having a place to lay your head. It's not having a heart in your soul. Because if you can't help somebody, why hurt them? And if we all were the same, we have the same DNA. I'm in it, not of it. Night is not day, and day is not night. That's why when you get a blood transfusion, you got to get the right blood. So stop making everybody the same and start living for now and loving your children. Family shouldn't matter, y'all. We here today, we might leave today.
It's about fact.
And it hurts, you know?
And I appreciate that, my dear sister.
You know? And one more thing. A young man has to have some love, like a young woman. And like I tell any man, don't make your daughters the same bitches you can't stand. All right? So I don't have a big behind, but I have a big mind and a big heart. And I'm a quality woman, and I'm going to be okay. Because I hate to be living in a house, that's no home, and a lot of money and no heart. I'd rather sleep in my van and keep pushing and giving while I'm here today. A lot of us already dead, we just haven't laid down. And the last outfit, somebody else gonna pick it out and put it on, and it don't end here. We gonna reap what we sow, y'all. So take it from this 55-year-old woman who's trying to stay reserved so she can stay preserved. And I'm youthful so I can be useful for the Lord. So all y'all got a house, make it a home. This life is nothing without young people.
Thank
And
you so much.
so I thank y'all for this time.
Thank you so much. Ted, you know, she said quite an awful lot that is very
Yes, sir.
pertinent, very
Yes, sir.
true, and very real. I don't know about the behind part though, you know, but
She said it. She said it.
I
You didn't say
just
it.
to lighten things up, because the seriousness of what she
Yes.
has said is something that we all should take very seriously. I want to hear you, Ted, respond to her.
Well, it's not what I want. I want to respond to my sister. I think she's absolutely correct in her assessment of our situation. Absolutely correct. But let me help out here a bit. One of the reasons why we are in the state that we are in as a peoples, because we don't know who we are. See, we've been defined by everybody else, white, black, brown, red, yellow, whoever. We don't know who we are. A lot of us try to relate to Africa and say that that's who we are. Well, we're no longer Africa. Our African ancestors chose to sell us out to this land. So we're here in this land, the United States of America, and we have to know who we are in the United States of America. And there are certain laws that have been granted to us whereby we can do and have pretty much anything we want to. Our obstacle is literacy. We don't know how to read. We don't know how to comprehend what it is we're reading. And we just don't know what to do in our circumstances. However, that's why I'm here, to explain to our people the Emancipation Proclamation, the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the 15th Amendment, the First and Second Congressional Confiscation Act during the Civil War, and the Anti-Ku Klux Klan Act of 1870-71. These are all been bequeathed to us, and for 161 years we were not allowed to even read. I remember, if you do your research, after slavery, when young Republican men and women would come from the North and go down South to teach the freed slaves these laws that was bequeathed to us, they got lynched. You don't hear much about how these white boys were beaten and lynched. And of course, they went on to burn our churches and our school and lynch our black teachers as well. And down through history, you know, Jim Crow said that we were not allowed to get the same kind of education, to be literate, as the white children. And of course, that locked us out. And then finally, in 1952, 54, Dwight David Eisenhower, he's the one that pushed for us to have equal opportunities at literacy. And unfortunately, the people who are against us, and look, I'm not being political here, but these are historical facts. Go to Congressional Library of Congress, and you'll see it, where it was the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party is the one who held us as chattel slaves for 245 years, and would kill us. If they caught us reading or trying to read, and that put within us a kind of a, you know when children come here from Asia and other countries, these immigrants, they have a hunger. They surpass our students. Why? Because they don't have the damage to the soul that we have. We have been taught that education is not good for us. I know of cases where kids would say to a smart black kid carrying books home from school, "Oh, you just trying to be white. Oh, you just trying to talk like the white people." And all the kids trying to do is get some education. And most of those children always go on and do better with their lives. But nowadays we've been distracted by entertainment, music, and the phone devices and so forth. But you know what, though? I have a lot of hope in God and belief in God that our time has finally come to reap our inheritance from the benefits that the Republican Abraham Lincoln left behind. And that way we can break away from the slave mentality that the Democratic Party has inculcated in our people, particularly since 1964. I have to say one more thing about this is that the socialist movement, the communists, have been tracking our people since 1850. They've been tracking us and tracking us. The reason why they went to Russia, they was going to take down the United States first, but they saw a better plum in Russia. But when things went really sour here and Jim Crow was born in 1930, the Communist Party said, we're going to take down America through what they called in those days the Negro. We're going to play on the Negroes' illiteracy. We're going to play on the Negroes. The Negro thinks he's angry about slavery, angry about Jim Crow, and he goes by what he thinks he saw, heard, and feel. And we're going to take him down. And you know what? That playbook has worked all the way up through Barack Obama to Ms. Kamala Harris, who ain't one of us, but because she looked like us and she sound like us, we think she is us. She's a freaking Trojan horse. And I'm almost hoping she wins. I'm almost hoping she wins because sometimes you gotta hit the freaking bottom before you realize, oh, the devil got me before you get up out of there. So I hope she don't win, but I'm being
Thank you so much, Ed. Thank you so much. Joel, put this together for us. You know, you heard Sabrina, you heard Ted, and I'm listening, and I'm hope that you are listening. You who are trying to make some decisions about which way forward. We have seen the problem, but where is the solution? So I come to Joel, and I'll ask Joel, my co-host, my brother, given what we have heard today, which way forward?
Ooh, you know, sometimes you wonder as you're walking through the tunnel of life whether that light in front of you is a train or the sunlight. We're heading down that tunnel now. We see a light and we're heading towards it. I think that we have a choice, but the choice involves hard work. I talk to this young generation and they're lost. You try to talk to their parents who are angry and they're lost. And no one wants to organize in the way we've done in the past and move forward. It's frightening to take things into your hands instead of asking for help. Help me, help me, help me, help me. They're busy helping themselves. The immigrants who've come to this society are building communities in a way we've never seen before. And we're continuing to say, please like us, please stop being racist. The other communities of color don't care. They know that they're not liked. They're off there doing business, surviving, making a way in this society. We have to put down the music and all those things that are fun and start moving towards building an economy and an independence, starting with education. Stop walking around and worrying about having a chip on your shoulder. Move forward. Work hard.
Well, Sabrina, you want to say a little bit of something? A little bit of something.
And I'm gonna make it just a little.
Just a little bit. Go ahead.
Could sum it up. I know once again y'all still talking about the education. We got educated men and women fighting a war. What did all the education do them? They fighting a war, and we're going to be fighting until the end, whether we want to believe in the Lord or not. It's about demonstration right now. And as far as the children and the young people go, until we stop serving superficial material things and stop impressing each other and knowing that we have no control over our life or time and get more gratitude and less attitude, we're not going to reach the young people and we're not going to even be saved ourselves. So it's time to really get serious, you all. We're talking about building an economy. We building up things and turn down each other. We got things all around us. Beautiful things we don't even acknowledge no more. So until we can get respect and some honor and people sit down and start having family time with these young people I don't care what you build up. Those are things. But one thing about it, can you build you again? Y'all take care and God bless y'all.
We'll be right back. This is Chief RBD. And before you go, my brothers and my sisters, we say, what do we ask those people to do? Tap on it,
Press the
ring the bell.
Yep.
What do we ask them to do?
Press the notification bell.
Notification.
Give us some comments.
Comments. Write your comments down, send it to us. We'll read it. There's been quite an awful lot coming in. We appreciate that.
And help somebody.
And,
Somebody.
and I want you to ring the bell. We'll be back.
You don't hang no signs about black people hating on immigrants, because black people ain't got no reason to hate on no immigrants.
Oh no, but the immigrants got
We
the reason to hate
everything y'all
on us.
are in there, son. Let me tell you something. You hit them signs down. Anytime that Alderman Lawson and Silverstein and what's that other?
Cesar
Can sit up
Lopez.
here and talk
Lopez.
about how they should get a hate crime bill because swastikas was in Ziploc bags in their community. They hung this in our community. We want it off the polls. We want that to be the beginning of a hate crime. And that organization, which is a white liberal organization, like in the words of Malcolm X, who told us what? That the white liberal is the worst enemy to the black man.
American.
And he
To the
is
black American.
coming up in here acting like y'all representing some social justice.
Say that,
When all
sister.
along,
Say
all
that.
you're doing is trying to use black people
Say
to
that.
find a reason to make some money.
Say
Let
that.
me tell y'all something over there. We're done. The Democratic Party is done. You ain't gonna mess with us like
Y'all
this
gonna
no
abuse
more.
us.
So I'm telling you what I'm
They
telling
get to
you.
abuse the black
Trump
American.
gonna come in here and gonna clean it up. I'm telling you, the ones that righteous heart. You leave the Democratic Party. Do just like RFK Jr. Just do like that Tulsa lady. You better get up out the Democratic Party. Save yourself. Save your families. Save your dignity. Save your jobs. And save your seat. Because if y'all don't, we coming for your seats. We ain't taking this no more. We ain't taking no disrespect from a bunch of people who have broke into the country and now have completely broke the city, have completely broke the country, have completely disgraced the United States of America. America is a disgrace. And for us, oh my God, for the solution, you give us a fake, black, cackling hen of a candidate. With a vice president that's talking about he want to put tampons in the boys' bathroom. The number one function of a president is to be the commander-in-chief. You tell me anything about a Kamala Harris that look like she can protect this country after y'all have sat up here and let it get her overridden with a bunch of illegal immigrants. Y'all have sat up here and put America's hands in all kind of wars. And you telling me a tampon man that ran from duty don't even know what his rule was. Kamala Harris, who don't know what race she is, gonna protect this country? The devil is a lie. Y'all better keep some signs down. Yeah. I know that.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go right into it. And if we're already in it, we're in it. What they have done for us, what they prepared us for, they didn't do it for themselves. They did it for former generations, those who were 100 years ago, those who were 200 years ago, and us now. We are still living the plan of our black forefathers. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Oh yeah, we peaked. We peaked about 40 years ago, and look at where we are now.
Well, the tree and the fruits on the tree is still growing. So we just have to make sure that nobody cut down the tree. So here's our position. There's a group of people, and that really have been doing some terrible things to black people all over this country for many years.
Mhm.
Let history be the judge. Let history, don't forget the history, because if you forget the history, you'll forget tomorrow. You will not be able to live today. Something like that?
Well said.
Okay.
He who forgets the past is condemned to repeat it.
Let us not condemn to repeat the past. There are some black people in this country that have done us a tremendous damage with the political parties that exist. Some have gained more of them and some have not. Let me explain. Long ago, black people sold black people into slavery. Let's not ignore it. We know that white people went to Africa and grabbed our people right from their homes, right from where they were working, right from our houses, and took us to a location that sent us to a nation of no return. They sold us. Well, today, I'm saying it, and I'm pissed the hell off that there are some black people in this country selling us to the white man, and selling us to some people who I don't even know who they are.
Mm.
I guess the same thing with our foreparents. They didn't know who was selling them to, or they knew who was selling them, but they didn't know who they were selling them to.
Well, your job is to not to question, to produce. Make these people rich. We still do it.
So here it is. The Congressional Black Caucus, all of them, every single one of them, minus maybe 1, 2, or possibly 3. The NAACP selling us. The Congressional Black Caucus selling us.
Urban League.
Roland Martin selling us. Who else?
The
Urban League selling us. Who else?
FCLC.
Made our community a disgraceful place for us and abused our education, helped us people that were doing the damage to us, and they are continuing to damage us today. Well, you know, some people say that Donald Trump likes to fire people. You've never seen black people fire black people. The Congressional Black Caucus, here's what I have to say to you. You are fired. All you black Congressional Black members, fired. Claiborne, fired. Maxine Waters, fired. All of you, you've done damage to us, and you will never be forgiven for what you have done to us. All of you Congressional Black Caucus members, all of you are fired. Joel, talk to me. Tell me, what else can we do to this group of vagabonds?
You know, you almost wonder if this is something that you could go back to the government and say, look, you took away our jobs. We were just recovering from the institution of slavery. My neighborhood, I come from Ohio, and everybody had a factory job. There wasn't, say, a millionaire status, but the neighborhoods were beautiful and manicured. Everybody was working. You know, you had one income household, and you could send your kids to school. It was kind of a wonderful beginning of the Black community establishing a legacy of wealth. And then somewhere towards the end of the middle of the 70s, they started selling these factories off to the Chinese and overseas.
Overseas.
And all of a sudden, those jobs were gone. And they told us, well, you can always work for McDonald's.
Well, hell with McDonald's.
Yeah. I mean, you know, so you go from these wonderful paid jobs to poverty. And the neighborhood started shutting down. My old neighborhood, you could literally drive through it for multiple blocks, and the houses are all boarded up. then all of a sudden you end up in this area of abject poverty. And those people are being, well, if you want a job, you can go to Burger King or McDonald's, and that is supposed to replace an industrial factory job. The only route then from there is to go to college. Well, only 20% of the workforce has a college degree. So there's no entrepreneurship. The immigrant community came in and opened up their businesses. Black people are not allowed to work there. So how many black people have you ever seen in the Chinese restaurant? How many black people have you ever seen in the Indian-owned facilities? So we are discriminated economically in our own neighborhoods. Who ever put up with that? But we're being asked to then go to the government, and the government says, we'll take care of you. And look, this is the result.
Ted Hayes.
Yes, sir.
I hope that you're still there, Ted.
I'm here. I'm listening.
You had something that you wanted to say about the Congressional Black Caucus. You had a football card, something that you said. You tell me. What are we going to do with this black sales people, black slave sellers?
The Congressional Caucus has on its website its motto, the conscience of the Congress. The conscience of the Congress. This is supposed to be there to ensure the Congress, which is predominantly made of white folks, people who came here willingly as immigrants, is supposed to keep them on point as to how they behave themselves towards us. Civil rights is not for us. Civil rights is for them to behave themselves civilly towards us, upon whose ancestors back their country was built. And so it's up to us to actually, we the people, black folks, to know who we are, to know our federal power, and to teach our people. And then when our people understand that, we literally can not only just fire them, we can also have them arrested for violating their oath of office and for the way they're treating us. They're violating the federal laws of the Constitution. So that's how we fight it. But we first of all got to know, in other words, for example, a police officer, if a person is not a credible police officer and going to try and tell you what to do, they can't. But if a person is a credible police officer, they know their law, they know their power, they can tell you what you should not be doing. If not, they will arrest you. And we civilians have a similar power, but we have to know the law. That's what that 14th Amendment is about. That's what the Emancipation Proclamation is about. Most black people in this country have no idea that those laws even exist. Did you know one time? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You said there's a what did he call it? A card. What did
pink
card?
The pink slip. The pink slip. When you get
slip.
fired from a job, they give you what's called a pink slip. You're out of here.
So as of today, here at Hey, let's talk about it. Every congressional member, including the governor of the state of Maryland, have a pink slip. You are fired. Get out. But Joel had another one about football. What happens when a football player does not take care of the community of football players? What was that, Joel?
Well, I said if we were as passionate about our delegates and the people that represent us in the government, if we had the same amount of energy that we do as fans of sports, we would never tolerate it. Look what happens when the Ravens, the Browns, and all these sports events, whenever there is just the smallest change on the roster, or whether we lose a game, we're on it. But the things that really matter, our life, our quality of life, where we're going with our family into the future, doesn't matter. At the same level of the thing that doesn't matter. Sports is nothing. It's millionaires earning money for billionaires. And what do we get out of it?
Nothing. Oprah Winfrey talking for multimillionaires. What the hell is Oprah Winfrey doing talking to Oprah Winfrey, you're fired. You too, gone. Charles Barkley, you're fired. What's that Watson boy's name?
Dietz and Watson, I don't know.
Whatever that Watson guy that called all those congressional black caucus, you're fired. Who else is there? Steve Harvey. As much as I like you, you're fired. Who else we got?
You keep on going, I'm not sure.
Black Lives Matters.
Does it really?
Oh, does it? You know, you
So everybody but black people.
everybody but black lives really matters. All of you are fired.
Can I?
It's time to say what I'm trying to say to black people in this country is simple. It's very simple. Use your head. Think of the people that consider them. Oh, there's another one. Governor Moore fired. Why you see Mfume? Never been to Africa but calls himself Mfume. He don't know nothing about that. You're fired. All of you. If I can just have a list of all of you people that have been selling black people down the line. Selling us. You idiots. All of you are fired and should be arrested. Ted is so correct. You need to be arrested, all of you who now you got some woman calling herself Kamala Harris or whatever you call her, and she's supposed to be a black woman on Monday and a black woman or Indian on Tuesday. You're fired.
She likes hot sauce. And
she likes hot sauce
and collard greens.
Oh yeah, she said that. She likes hot sauce and collard greens.
I don't know. She likes to wash them in the bathtub. So
she like something about that. I saw that.
Yeah.
She likes to wash collard greens in the bathtub. You're fired. You're messing up our whole culture. Did you hear that, Ted? She likes to wash collard greens in the bathtub.
Yes, I did. And if you ever watched any of her videos, she's never done an actual cooking on soul foods. All been Indian food. But let me build on Joel's statement about the football. The fans know the game. That's why they can make critical calls and discuss who's doing what on the team, what the management and the coaches are doing. They know the game. We've got to teach our people the game of the Declaration of Independence. We got to teach them the Emancipation Proclamation, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th Amendment. We've got to teach them that. Otherwise, they're not in the game. And we can fuss and holler and carry on and be upset and depressed and criticize the white man and criticize the Congressional Black Caucus, rightly so. But if we don't know the game, we don't belong on the field. We're just in the way. And that's why I'd like to, my brother, offline at some point, I want to come to D.C., actually. I want to come to D.C. I want to hang with you guys. I would like to have some meetings with some of the people in the neighborhood. I would like to have a course on this, like a little seminar, a Saturday, all-day Saturday seminar, where I can take the time to explain to everybody what this power we have. And you'll see what will happen then, even though we're very different people. We're not a we're not a monolithic people. We're very different people as black folks. But this central law that has been bequeathed to all of us chattel slave descendants, it will unite us. We'll find ourselves working together, and either we'll end up firing a bunch of people and having folks arrested, or they will do the job that we are paying them to do. All this is on us.
You're
and one
correct,
final point,
my brother.
and one
Absolutely correct, and I concur with you.
Yeah.
There is something that has been happening in Africa itself today.
Mm-hmm.
There are countries that are fighting for their very dear life.
Mm-hmm.
We got about 4 minutes to talk.
Okay.
And so don't forget to press the like button, subscribe button, notification, and text us. Let us know what you think. Because all these people that we're firing, we really mean it. We're calling for their termination from the jobs that they hold. All of them. All those black Congressional Caucus people, all of you are fired. You're relieved from your duty. All of you. Could you imagine, as a veteran, and I salute all my veteran brothers and sisters, when Kamala Harris, I heard her say something about there was no military personnel anywhere in the world with boots on the ground. Could this woman be absolutely insane?
There is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century But let's understand.
So where the are we right now?
I don't think she's insane. I think she's undereducated in certain areas. She was a lawyer. She knows how to perform in front of a jury. But in order to be leader of this country, you have to understand geopolitics. I don't think she has a clue.
Any clue of what geopolitics is all about?
She has a specific skill. She knows how to follow a script. She knows how to deal with the procedures that are given to her.
Mm-hmm.
But is she a free thinker? I doubt it. She hasn't shown those skills.
Well, my brother, with the few minutes that we have, Ted, let me go back to the Haitians. I really do think that the Haitian people should be so angry about what was said by Donald Trump's about immigrants going into Springfield, Ohio. Just want to spend a few minutes with that. If you look at the video, the man never mentioned any ethnic group. None. So we understand that. However, if it was the media that did it, or whether it was the Democrats that did it, it had to be somebody that injected the Haitian people's name. And I say to my Haitian brother, c'est passé na boule. It didn't happen that way. You should be extremely angry. Remember, when that earthquake took place, Joel, talk to us about Haiti and Haiti history.
Whew. Haiti has been beaten up for a long time now. I mean, if you consider they were the first of the Africans to basically throw out the Europeans.
Correct.
But even the terms under which they got their freedom bankrupted the country. Then the natural disaster, was it 10, 15 years ago?
The earthquake.
The earthquake. They still haven't basically recovered from that. Although what's the name of that island that they're on? Hispaniola. Mm-hmm. You have the Democratic, what is that? The Dominican Republic,
right,
and Haiti share the same island. Mm-hmm. Yet you see a stark difference between the two. Mm-hmm. How's that possible? Mm. The issue is the people on one side don't care about the people on the other side. Mm-hmm. They're not unifying. They're not coming up with a good plan where they can share resources and have a quality of life for all. They have whatever's going on over there. I don't know.
If you're looking at it, the Haitians who the United Nations, the earthquake, the money that was raised, the Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, the stealing, the thieves, and Biden didn't do anything about it. Obama didn't do anything about it. Haitians, you should be very angry that they have injected the Haitian people into this scenario, this crazy thing that they're doing. It's not anybody's fault but the fault of the people, because let me say to you, when you're hungry, and I think that refugees, if you ever seen refugees, the children's, the starvation, there's an awful lot that human beings will do to survive. And we are with you, Haitians everywhere in the world. My goodness.
Chief,
we are almost finished.
Chief.
I am so annoyed. Ted, I appreciate you so much, my brother. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for the education. I couldn't say the education because I'm not all that.
You're not the 12%?
I got my 12%.
Hey, Chief.
But we
Chief,
like you. Thank you.
Chief, before you go, though, you got to understand something, y'all. Haitian is a French problem, not an American. That's not our issue. It's French. We are firing at the wrong country. French. This is a French colony, not American or British colony.
Oh, well, we know that, and they know that.
That's where the fuss should be at France.
They can't, because the damn country is in a disarray. It's got problems, and where can a man and his wife take his children to? Upwards.
Yeah.
It is declared a failed state.
It's a failed state.
Yeah.
We all know that. So they're coming. They're here.
Yeah.
And they're not the only ones here. There are other people coming.
All from around the world are coming.
All from around the world,
And
and
they
that's exactly what Donald Trump was saying. He never
he certainly said
named
it.
them. He never said anything about them.
What they have done to our country by allowing these millions and millions of people to come into our country, and look at what's happening to the towns all over the United States. And a lot of towns don't want to talk. It's not going to be Aurora or Springfield. A lot of towns don't want to talk about it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is
the people on television say my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people are on television saying their dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Clark County Communications.
Yes, ma'am. I got a question. This is a non-emergency line, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm sitting here. I'm riding on the trail going to my orientation for my job today, and I see a group of Haitian people. There was about 4 of them. They all had geese in their hand. They got away. I couldn't make out the first 3 of the license plate, but I got the numbers.
I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from it. I honestly feel like someone's getting paid from it in the background. A bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here, and it's nothing but immigrants over there. And I don't even want to, like, seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants, because it's the people that's bringing them down here, because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro.
Wait a second. Illegal aliens from Haiti are snatching up the ducks and the geese in Springfield, Ohio and eating them? Oh my God.
They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. Like, y'all need to do something, bro. Y'all really got to stand on business. Y'all getting paid all this money just to wear a suit and sit in a chair. And who is getting paid? Like, how much money is y'all really getting paid, like, to bring them over here? Like, deeper than them, I know. That's where they come from, and that's what they do. That's their country. I don't know what they got going on over there, but they can't do that over here.
Ted Hayes.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Wonderful. God bless you. God bless you, Joel. God bless Sabrina Whittle. Thank you so much for all of you here at New Harbor Studio. We will have more. Hey, let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
God bless you. God bless you. Take care.